I found the perfect speech, but it's from 2014. So let's check the instant replay. If you didn't get it, it's a Jim Carrey thing. It's one of his classic lines that will live alongside his commencement speech that he gave in 2014, which I will discuss, but we need some background information on Jim Carrey. So Jim Carrey is a major role in entertainment and comedic relief, but he is also an actor, writer, author, producer, and an artist. All these jobs free people, which is what Jim Carrey discusses about during his speech. He loves the ability to free people from concern and to provide that comedic relief.
It can be rough out there, but that's okay, because there's soft serve ice cream with sprinkles. I guess that's what I'm really trying to say here today. Sometimes it's okay to eat your feelings. Now, fear is going to be a player in your life. You get to decide how much. You can spend your whole life imagining ghosts, worrying about the pathway to the future, but all that will ever be is what's happening here, and the decisions we make in this moment, which are based in either love or fear. So many of us choose our path out of fear disguised as practicality. What we really want seems impossibly out of reach and ridiculous to expect, so we never dare to ask the universe for it. I'm saying I'm the proof that you can ask the universe for it. Please. And if it doesn't happen for you right away, it's only because the universe is so busy fulfilling my order. Party size. My father could have been a great comedian, but he didn't believe that was possible for him. And so he made a conservative choice. Instead, he got a safe job as an accountant. And when I was 12 years old, he was let go from that safe job, and our family had to do whatever we could to survive. I learned many great lessons from my father, not the least of which was that you can fail at what you don't want. So you might as well take a chance on doing what you love.
All right, so that was, as you just saw, Jim Carrey was able to hold the audience's attention while he conveyed his powerful story that he had to tell. So the location and the audience was that this speech was given at Maharishi's University in Fairfield, Iowa, to the graduating class of 2014. As he was speaking there, he was supposed to inspire the crowd and he was able to do this by holding their attention through his comedic relief and was really able to get his point across about being inspired about the real world. Before this, there should be lines there. Before the speech, everyone in the U.S. was struggling with the Boston Marathon bombing that had occurred less than a year ago. Fear had struck everybody at that time, and it was really difficult to be trusting and loving to other people in the United States. But Jim's speech focuses on pushing past fear and to do what you love. And his words held power because his father had lived in fear, but as Jim Carrey grew up, his father loved his comedy and nurtured Jim's growth as he became a great comedian himself. And this was a really powerful point for him during that point in time in his life where he had to struggle to survive, but he was able to push past that with his father's love. And everyone remembers Jim Carrey's energy and enthusiasm. He does that on purpose to encourage people to free people from concern. And we'd all like to have that energy, but all he could give us was his wisdom and his humor, which he gave during that speech. According to Aristotle, there are three major points in public speaking: ethos, logos, and pathos. For ethos, that was Jim Carrey's credibility. And his credibility was that he was a very successful comedian, and he has a lot of energy to share around the world. And then there's pathos, his emotion. His emotion was about his story, and it was a great deal to hear amongst other people that might be going through some rough things. For logos, it was his logic. And during his speech, he provides a definition of fear and love and the wisdom that is behind it all. Some of Jim Carrey's rhetorical devices include accidenton, praetorito, and similes. He used the accidenton to quickly show everybody how serious he could be. During the opening part of his speech, he listed a long list of similes that described how he really struggled at the beginning of his career. The praetorito was able to describe how important certain parts of the speech was for him, especially when it was about his father. He used similes to enhance his descriptions, and it really empowered how his speech came across to his audience. In summary, Jim Carrey was able to convey serious messages with humor. For someone looked up to like Jim, for someone who looked up to Jim, in summary, his overall story that he wanted to share with his audience is: how will you live? Will you live in fear or love? And all this makes this a great speech.